Hey guys, it's Mr. Yates. We got to get through some application problems today. Tomorrow's going to be a review day. So let's go. So we're going to look at two problems and just kind of, I'm going to help you go through and make sure you understand which type of problem it is, what to use in your calculator, and what you should be getting for an answer. So make sure you have your calculator out. You're ready to go. So the first question is about incubation time of fertilized chicken eggs. It says the mean incubation time of fertilized chicken eggs kept at 105 degrees and still in a still air incubator is 21 days. Suppose that incubation times are approximately normally distributed with a standard deviation of 1 day. Okay, so a couple things on here. The 105 degrees isn't really an important point to us. The mean is right here. Okay, that's your mean. Okay, and then right here, the standard deviation is 1 day. Okay, so let's look at the first question. And I'm going to blow this up so you can see it. The question reads, what is the probability that a randomly selected fertilized chicken egg hatches in less than 20 days? So first things first, take a minute and we've been dealing with questions that ask about percent. When they ask about probability, we're going to do the same setup. So it's going to be, I'll write this down in a minute. Second VARS 2, a normal CDF, but just probabilities between 0 and 1, it's like a percent, but we're not going to convert it. We're going to leave it as a decimal answer. So make sure you have that little note down there about probability, okay? On the back end here, it says hatches in less than 20 days, okay? So we need to make sure we interpret that. So less than 20 days, basically it means 20 or less. So I'm going to kind of explain it to you as negative infinity. Sorry, I wrote the comma there. I'm going to try and erase it. See if I can erase it. Okay. Negative infinity. Oops. So less than 20 days is negative infinity to, I don't want a highlighter, sorry guys. Negative infinity to 20. Okay. So if I were to draw a picture of that, just to get kind of crazy here. If I draw a picture here, here's my normal curve. What we're talking about here is 20. This part right here, 20 or less. Okay, I want you to think of it as negative infinity to 20 when we type it in our calculator. Okay, so hopefully you have all that. Okay, what you're going to do, I said it before, in terms of your calculator, is you're going to go second, VARS, little commas there, 2. It's going to be a normal CDF. Okay, so when you pull that up, you're going to get lower, upper, you're going to get your mean, and you're going to get your standard deviation. Okay? Since it says negative infinity, that's going to be our smallest number. So we're going to type in negative 1 EE 99. Our upper is going to be the 20. It's the top end. Our mean, again, they told us in the problem, was 21 days. And the standard deviation is 1. Okay? So that's calculator work. Type that in your calculator. And remember, we're just going to leave it as a percentage. So your final answer, once you type it in your calculator, is going to be 1.58 or 0.1587. Okay, remember, probability is supposed to be between 0 and 1. It's about 15%, but we want to, the problem asks us to leave it as a decimal. Okay? All right. Let's take a look at the next question. So some of these are similar. What's the probability that a randomly selected fertilized chicken egg takes over 22 days? Okay, so let's change colors. Over 22 days is going to be 22 or more. So I'm going to say 22 to infinity. So again, when they ask probability, it's just like asking a percentage. Okay, so in my calculator, again, second, VARS 2. We're going to have an upper. I should have done it the other way around. Darn it. should have a lower, an upper, a mean, and a standard deviation, okay? Since this is 22 to infinity, my lower, it's like 22 and above. My lower is 22. Remember, on the upper, we're not going to go -1. We're going to go 1, okay, to raise to the 99th power, okay? Same mean, 21, same standard deviation, 1 from the top of the problem, okay? Type that in your calculator. I'll give you a minute to type it in. I'm going to pause this, let you do that. Hey, I'm back. You should be getting the similar answer to what you got above. Okay, 0.1587. Okay, let's keep looking at the different types of problems. What's the probability that a randomly selected fertilized egg hatches, and now they give us a little range here, between 19 and 21 days. Okay, we had some of these problems in our homework. Okay, since it's probability, we're still second in your graphing calculator. Vars 2. We're going to have, I almost caught myself, a lower, upper, mean, standard deviation. The lower is just going to be the lower number in the range. So if you're like, well, what's this stuff mean? The 19 is lower, and the 21 is your upper. Okay, so back over to the calculator. 19, lower, upper, 21, mean, still 21, standard deviation 1. Type that all in your calculator. I'll pause a second before I write down the answer. Make sure you can do it. So 0.4772 is your answer, okay? So let's look at this last question. Just kind of pose a question to you. It says, would it be unusual for an egg to hatch in less than 18 days? So let's kind of break down less than 18. So that's 18 or fewer. So one way you could look at that is negative infinity to 18, okay? And then negative infinity is my lower, 18 is my upper boundary, okay? So what do I do in a calculator? Same thing, we're kind of stuck on this. Second, vars 2, my lower, on your calculator screen, upper, mean, standard deviation, okay? So since the negative infinity, my lower is going to be -1 e to the 19th. My upper is going to be the 18. Mean stays the same. Standard deviation stays the same. Again, put it in your calculator. Pause here a second. That's what you should be getting, okay? It said, would it be unusual for an egg to hatch in less than 18 days? And our answer is saying, yeah, that is, okay? And part of your justification could just be yes, because it is that's an S, is a very low probability. Okay, the probability here, it's not 13%, it's 0.13%. It's less than 1%. Okay, all right. So I'm just going to leave this up for a second. If you guys got some time this weekend, I didn't know if you're new. Girls basketball team is playing down in Bloomington. It'd be a great opportunity for you and your buds to jump in the car, go for a little road trip, go out to eat, have a little food down in Bloomington, visit a college campus. 2 colleges down there, Illinois State University and Illinois State. U of I is about 45 minutes away, and Bradley's about another 45 minutes away. And you get to see the girls basketball team hopefully take care of business on Friday night And if we take care of business on Friday night, we would play in the state championship on Saturday night at 7:15. So either night, if you're free, love to have you come down. Let's get back to some math because that's what we're all about in this class. Okay, a lot of reading here. Let me read to you. You guys just relax a second. Okay. Fast food restaurants spend quite a bit of time studying the amount of time cars spend in drive-thrus. Certainly, the faster the cars get through the drive-thru, the more opportunity for making money. That makes sense. In 2007, QSR magazine studied drive-thru times for fast food restaurants, and Wendy's had the best time, and I got to agree with that. Like to go to Wendy's, kind of like a chocolate Frosty. It's kind of one of my faves, okay? And when I go through Wendy's, man, do I get through that line fast. Other places, not so much. Wendy's had the best time with a mean time spent in the drive-thru of 138.5 seconds. Okay? Assuming the drive-thru times are normally distributed with a standard deviation of 29 seconds, answer the following questions. So before we do anything, let's get into this problem. Okay? What they gave me right here is my mean. What they gave me right here is my standard deviation. So hopefully, I know there's a lot of reading there, but hopefully I'm thinking about Wendy's and thinking about, I don't know, Frosties, chicken nuggets, burgers, maybe. Okay? All right, so let's answer some questions about this. What is the percent that a randomly selected car will get through Wendy's drive-thru in less than 100 seconds? Okay, let's take a look here. That would be 100 or less, so negative infinity to 100. Okay, remember we're doing that to help with our calculator directions. Okay, it asks for a percent, so that's second vars 2. We're going to have a lower. We're going to have an upper. We're going to have a mean, standard deviation. Okay? So remember, when it's negative infinity, we're going negative 1 e to the 99th. The upper is 100. We've got a new standard deviation, or a new mean, of 138.5 and a standard deviation of 29. Take that, put it in your calculator. Remember, we're trying to figure out what percent that a randomly selected car will get through Wendy's in less than 100 seconds. It's pretty fast. Okay? It's like a minute, 30 seconds for those of you at home. Okay? You should be getting this on your calculator. It wants a percent. So let's move that decimal. Let's do a color change. Let's move that decimal over. 9.22%. Which isn't a lot of that data. Only 9% of that data gets through that drive-through in less than 100 seconds. Okay? All right. What's the percentage that a randomly selected car will spend more than 160 seconds? Let's take a look at that. More than 160 seconds would be bigger than 160. So 160 to infinity. Okay? Again, it's asking a percentage. So that's second vars 2. My lower is going to be 160 because it's 160. It's more than 160. My upper, it's going to, how am I going to represent infinity? 1e, 1e to the 99th. My mean is going to be the same as before. 138.5, standard deviation 29. Okay, take a second. I'm gonna clean this up a little bit. Take a second, pop that in your calculator. I'm gonna pause this. Once everybody's tried it, turn it back on and let's see if you're right. Hi, welcome back. You should have gotten 0.2292. which is 22.92%. It's a little bit higher than the other one, which makes sense. They're giving you more time, then you're going to be able to get through that a little quicker. Okay. All right. Last couple questions are a little more challenging, so let's kind of work through them together. So it said, would it be unusual for a car to spend more than 3 minutes in the Wendy's drive-thru? Why? Okay. So here we go. Couple things. Okay. More than 3 minutes is going to be 3 to infinity, 3 and larger. But there's a problem, and I don't know if anybody sees the problem. Our standard deviation is listed in seconds. Our mean of the drive-through time is listed in seconds, and they just gave this to us in minutes. So hopefully you realize, hey, I need to convert my minutes to seconds. Okay, just did it. 3 times 60 is 180. Okay, it's asking. So it said, would it be unusual, okay, to figure this out? Well, we still want a percentage because we're going to look at the percentage and decide if it's a super low percentage. We're going to be like, yeah, it's unusual. If it's a high percentage, we're going to be like, no, that should happen. So here we go. We're going to look for a percentage. Okay, second, vars, 2, lower boundary. It's just what you're typing in your calculator again. Okay. So the lower, if I go back here, if I can pull this together, remember it's 3 and above. So the lower is not going to be 3, it's going to be seconds. So 180. The upper is going to be 1 99. Our mean is still the same, 138.5. Standard deviation, 29. Okay? Type that in your calculator. You should be getting that. We want it as a percentage. So that's my answer. And 7%, that doesn't happen a lot. So I'm going to go with this conclusion. Pretty unusual. Okay? Last one. We're almost there, guys. Okay? I might forget this at the end. I hope you've enjoyed my YouTube presentation. Jack Wolski, this is for you. Make sure you guys follow me and like my video, and follow me on Instagram, the gram, Snapchat, and everything else, because I need your follower. I need the followers and I need the likes. So help me out, bruh. Okay. All right. Now, part D. What is the wait time in the drive-thru if the time is in the 70th percentile? So remember, the whole thing we were talking about is looking for a percent, second vars 2, or a normal CDF. If given a percent, it's different. Okay, so I just want to get this out of the way first. Second, so since it's percentile, we have to use second vars 3. It's an inverse norm problem in our calculator. Okay, in terms of what am I going to use, or what am I going to type in my calculator, you're going to go second vars 3, and then you're going to get 3 little places or 3 little areas you have to input in your calculator. Remember, for percentage, 70%, you're going to call it 0.7. The mean is 135. The standard deviation is 29. When you type that in your calculator, you get 153.7 seconds. Okay? So we're just answering that question. Given, or what is the wait time at the 70th percentile? It's 153.7 seconds. Hope that's helpful to you guys. You do have some homework tonight. Check your guide sheet. It's probably worksheet 7. We're going to review tomorrow, kind of wrap it all together to make sure we're really good at this. And then we got a review day Monday, and I believe we have a test on Tuesday. So hopefully we're successful this weekend, and there's a lot of smiles going around. My hopes and dreams is there's a pep rally on Monday because we won the flipping state championship. But we'll see. Got our work cut out for us. Go Vikes.